Hey guys, it's Brendan the Paleo Dude, and welcome back to another Jurassic World video. Today I'll be showing you my favorite 2025 Jurassic World figures. Now this year we got an abundance of really awesome molds, new sculpts, and new species. Among the smaller dinosaurs, some of my favorites were the most armored ones. Edmontonia is definitely a really cool figure. It has this articulated tail with paint on the bottom of all places, which really surprised me, and overall it is just such a bulky and well sculpted figure. The paint job is phenomenal, and I love all of these rubbery armor bits and the big spikes jutting out of its shoulders. It also has some really nice face paint. They actually painted the beak and the eyes. I also love the Spinosaurus from the Hammond collection lineup. It's definitely underappreciated and overstocked, but the articulation is phenomenal, and the reference to the 1995 Kenner toy line from the Lost World is such a great kind of addition, and I hope they do more figures like this in the future, especially the other guy that came in this dude's 2-pack. Nonetheless, the colors are phenomenal, fantastic, and really well done. Of course, all the spikes on the face are painted, and the neck articulation is some of my favorite. That ball joint is just so beefy. This figure surprised me. I can't remember his name. It's like Hammond, but it is the most detailed sculpt I've ever seen on one of these smaller dinosaurs. The scratch marks all across its body are just absolutely gnarly. It's got a big scratch on its face, which is insane that they sculpted that. Such a violent kind of body ravaged by all these scratches. Big long scratch down the tail and the thigh, on the sides, on the face. This side has even more scratches. There's little bite marks and stuff on the legs. The spikes on the back have broken and missing pieces. Same with the plates. There's just so much damage all along this figure, and they even painted the tail. All the little bumps on the tail are painted, and the plates. It is just extremely surprising that they filled this one with scars. Now another critter that they covered with scars, the Mattel team, whoever's been sculpting these, have been going nuts with the battle damage, because you can see the Stransevia has a ton of scratches all around its body. It is one of the most scarred up molds besides the previous one I just showed. So absolutely love the colors on this one too. Fantastic blend of brown and then the beige and then some really nice oranges highlighting the head. The action feature is phenomenal, and of course the teeth are really well done. They're all rubbery so they can look nice and sharp. This is a very, very iconic critter, mammal-like reptile, or I guess synapsid. We don't really use that term anymore. But yeah, no, Mattel did a great job, and I want to see more critters like this. Another beefy dinosaur is the Spinoceratops, which got a brand new mold. This one is so cool. They opted for shorter legs and a more thick tail and body. You can see the paint has some really nice lines going down the body, and the sculpt is phenomenal. There's so many details packed in, all these bumps and spikes down the tail, and of course a very vibrant frill with really nice paint job on the beak and the eyes and the horns. And the play feature is just really fun. I'd probably want to get at least one more of this figure for photography reasons, because it is just so natural looking and gorgeous. Next, we have one more small herbivore. This is Mincaria. It's a hadrosaur from the Moroccan phosphates. This guy would have lived at the very end of the Cretaceous, so in the Maastrichtian, alongside mosasaurs, and of course some of you may know I am a mosasaur researcher. I've published a few papers and posters on mosasaurs from Morocco, same formation as this guy, so it was really cool to see some representation of that kind of area. So this guy is very interesting because it's been found by a single jaw, which it was named off of, and there's actually a variety of other hadrosaurs living in the area at the time, so they may have been little island hoppers, which I think is pretty cute, and also meals for that big guy up there. So the Bite and Blast Mosasaurus is the best Mosasaurus figure, in my opinion, just because of the action feature alone. I mean, the sculpt is really nice. It's got some fantastic paint details on the head, down the body, and the swimming feature is so cool. You twist the tail side to side, and it makes it kind of swim in this smooth motion, which I really like. But the Bite and Blast feature, you see there's a little cannon inside, and you load up this Dilophosaurus. Now, I'm really sad this wasn't a scene in the movie, because this would have been so fun. But you launch it out of the mouth. So that is just awesome. Love that play feature. It's so creative. It's so cute. I wish Mattel would do more kind of features like this, because it's just so interactive. But yeah, no, very fun, very cool. Now, for the rest of the small theropods, of course, we've got the Legacy Collection 3-pack Trilogy JP3 Raptor. This has a updated head mold, beautiful separate quills, each one individually painted. Fantastic print on the face with this dark purple. This is way better than Hammond Collection figure. And of course the paint on the rest of the body is really cool. You got the red on the back of the foot, and all this orange, and then, or yellow, kind of beige, then some at the tip of the tail. This figure is just phenomenal. I wish it came separately, but I can see why it's in a 3-pack, because the rest are repaints. They clearly put a lot of effort into this mold, so that is just really cool. And totally makes up for the Hammond Collection fumble, or not fumble, but they update. You see, with the Velociraptors, they kind of started and now they have perfected it with these separate teeth, really small feet, and very nice paint jobs. The Tiger Raptor is definitely among my favorites. It's got a nice orange eye. They even put that glass, the little pupil on the outside of the eye, so that it's not hidden at all, which I really appreciate, because that looks a million times better than what they were doing in the past with these kind of dark, cloudy eyes. And the articulation is just awesome. I've always been a massive fan of The Lost World, so seeing the Tiger Raptor brought to life in Hammond Collection, it's really done a justice. I mean, the paint app could be a little bit better, but nonetheless, it's really great. This Herrerasaurus is wicked. I'm so glad they went back to the original. Very much screams of Telltale, and the design, I don't know, I've always been a fan of it, as inaccurate as it is. They tried to do an updated version, but this mold seems to be the one they always go back to when making more Herrerasaurus. The paint job's great. It's got a nice freckly transition between the two body segments, and they've even got paint on the bottom to help with that too. But the action feature is my favorite part. You twist the tail and the jaws open and close. That is so fun, because it also twists the arms to make a slashing motion, and the teeth are all nice and molded separately and painted. So this is a fun figure, and I really appreciate seeing another Herrerasaurus. Speaking of Telltale, here is the Hammond Collection Troodon. Now, of course, Troodon is my favorite Jurassic Park iteration dinosaur. It's very horror-orientated, and I loved its design in the Telltale game. Now, they kind of translated a little bit of that into this figure. They've got that cloudy white pupil and some of the grays and the blacks that it had in the game. Now, unfortunately, instead of doing a red underbelly and some of the red highlights, they chose to put some orange on its back and snout and call it a day. I really miss its original coloration and patterning, but what they did with the Hammond Collection figure isn't too terrible. I would have liked the teeth interlocking, kind of like what we see in Scorpius Rex or Indominus Rex, but the teeth kind of being covered with the mouth. It's more of like a blend of what we know Troodon to actually look like with some style of the Telltale games. But I've yet to see a repaint of this guy. I would love to see what it would look like with the proper colorations and proportions. But for now, I'll take it. It's really nice, and I'm glad that they're doing some justice for the Telltale games. I also heard that Tylosaurus is coming to the toy line, so fingers crossed that that will look like its in-game counterpart. If not, I'll be really sad. So here is the Hammond Collection Stegosaurus from the Lost World. Oh my god, beautiful, gorgeous, love it. The tail's upright. It's not the lazy repaint of the Jurassic World Stegosaurus we've come to be used to. It's got a really nice head mold, and the articulation is great. Each of the plates are rubbery, and the paint job itself is just really well done. I also appreciate what they did with the Scorpius Rex from the Extreme Damage line. The paint job is phenomenal. They've got some really nice paint app on the neck and the top jaw, and then of course they gave it the quills on the back of the neck and made the tail quills sharper. Same with the arm quills, and then some little paint details on these little bumps on the side. So a nice updated Scorpius Rex compared to the older models, which didn't have as much detail or accuracy. Next is this guy. This is the Rebirth Utah Raptor. I like that they have lips on this guy so it closes its mouth. Looks all nice. The colors are actually based off of the 1994 Jurassic Park Series 2 Utah Raptor, or at least they take inspiration from it with this kind of orange color and the black around the face. The original figure didn't have brown on it, but I can kind of see where they're coming from with the style and the colors, so at least that's my interpretation of why they decided to use the black and orange combo. Nonetheless, I really love it. It's a bulky figure and covered in feathers, so I'm glad that we finally have a proper Utah Raptor in the lineup. Next, we're gonna go one size larger. The I can't remember, Chaos Therizinosaurus. This one's got some really cool damage on it, some big scratches on the side of the neck and on the leg. But what I really like about this is it is a updated Therizinosaurus mold, which is different from the original Therizinosaurus mold in Jurassic World Dominion. And the play feature is fantastic. You rotate the tail and the claws slash up and down. It's got a really nice red streak up the neck and on the face, which looks very, very imposing. And the colors are really nice too. It's got dark purple and then these kind of lighter colors on the feet with some big scratch marks. This figure is just awesome and looks a lot better than the previous version, just in terms of sculpt. Next is the Distortus Rex, which I have dubbed Oorah, because on the box it says Oorah, and then he shakes and makes that kind of Oorah noise. So, there's a really cool play feature where you can kind of fling that arm up and then it slams down. I love the silly little T-Rex arms that dangle and flop and have no real purpose or use. And overall the figure just looks really awesome. I mean, the bulk of it is great. It's so bizarre looking and freakish. Didn't think I would like it at first, but it's really grown on me and become a staple of the collection as one of the freaks. So really love that guy. Now, speaking of freaks and hybrids, the level 40 Indominus Rex. So this is inspired by a lot of the video game iterations when you level it up in like the Park Builders. Jurassic World and Park Builder had this kind of color scheme, and it is such a cool figure. It's all real feel, so it's all like rubbery and stuff. You can bend the tail even. It's got a little wire in it. And it eats stuff. It's hollow inside, and you can put human figures in there and little dinosaurs, get them out the stomach. So it's like quite a fantastic figure. I think it has a sound button somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. So it also makes sound. That is very deluxe. I never thought they'd be referencing such a cool video game iteration, but there it is. And finally, the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus in all of its glory. This is my all-time favorite figure. I cannot believe they pulled it off. It is just so beautiful. The only nitpick I have is the blue on the sail. They could have done that a little better, but besides that, the sculpt is gorgeous. The detail is just phenomenal, and they really did the figure justice. They did not mess it up at all. Tail is rubbery, the tail has articulation, the legs have full articulation, all the colors there, the white on the leg and down the back and the neck, and just so much detail in the face. Beautiful green eye. It is just gorgeous, and this figure is massive. It definitely towers over the other theropods in terms of size. It has those really big claws, fully articulated arms, just perfect for photography and dominating the shelf. So there is my lineup of the 2025 Jurassic World figures that I love the most, and I hope you guys enjoyed this comparison, showing them all off. Now, before you go, if you made it to the end, I started a plushie company from the Shale Plushies, and we make prehistoric arthropods, worms, sponges, but we're also doing dinosaurs and other crazy critters that deserve more attention in the media and in the collecting community. So if that piques your interest, check out the link in my bio and consider supporting our projects. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.